Hello traders, this is Jeffrey with Ninjacators, and this is my next strategy in the Ninjacator Forex Strategy series. All you have to do is add one of these Ninjacator indicators and use any one of these simple strategies for an edge when you're trading. Whether you're new to trading, you're doing this for evaluation in a prop firm, or you're already an experienced trader, these simple Forex strategies will make you a more profitable trader. Today, I'm going to show you the next strategy, and it'll show you where to get in to catch continued moves in a trending Forex pair. The strategy uses the Ninjacator Auto Trend Line, the Ninjacator Supply and Demand Trader, and a 50 Simple Moving Average. Let's go ahead and set up a chart and lay out the strategy. Now first, we're going to go ahead and open a 5-minute Forex pair chart. This is the Euro dollar, the EUR USD. And then I'm going to add the Ninjacator Auto Trend Line. Here we've got it over here. It'll be further down in your list. We'll go ahead and add that. You can set the colors up however you like. I like these lookbacks and strength, and we'll go ahead and make that visible. Then we'll add the Supply and Demand Trader. I like to use, for this strategy, intraday mode 1. That'll give me the most supply and demand zones. Set up your colors again however you'd like it. You can extend the zones. I don't like to show the historical zones. It tends to confuse things a little bit, but you can look back at them for reference purposes anytime you want. And we'll go ahead and turn those on as well. And lastly, just a simple SMA native NinjaTrader indicator with a 50 moving average. And let's turn those on. And as you can see, I've got a nice up trend line right over here and the beginning of a down trend line right over here. So here's the strategy. First, we determine our bias using the 50 SMA. That's the white SMA right over here. If the price is above the 50 moving average, we're only looking for longs. If the price is below, only shorts. Then we're going to look for this trend line near a supply and demand zone. And if we're looking for longs, we're only looking for retests of the trend line near a demand zone. So we start to see price moving up. We've got a retest right here. We're in a demand zone. Boom, we've got a potential trade. Move it up here, another one over here. We might start coming back, but we're nowhere near, so I would stay out of this. Good that we did. We're approaching again, but looks like price is falling off, so we wouldn't take this trade, and I'll show you how we do that by following something called price action. But once we get into a trade, we're going to enter with one or more lots. You're going to put your stop loss behind the zone and take profits past the next zone. You can even trail the 50 moving average for a stop, or you can trail the actual trend line for a stop. But the best way to trail is following price action. Now here's what I mean by price action. We'll go ahead and choose the path tool right there and start marking lows to highs. Just like that. If you've never used this tool, grab it and start to practice with it, and then you can see how helpful it is, because in this particular case, it told us exactly when to get in and out. We start down here. We've got a high. Higher low, higher high. Higher low, higher high. We know we're in an upward or a long trade trend. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. But then we start to break down. We've got a lower high and then a lower low. At this point, I would have gotten right out of this trade. That's how great following price action can be for you, both to determine the trend and when the trend is coming to an end. Now let's look at a trade in a live Euro USD pair. Okay, here we've got some live action in a Euro USD pair. And as you can see, we've established that we've got a trend. We've got high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We had a nice retracement back to the trend line, pretty close to the band. For the sake of this, I wanted to make sure and get in, and we entered with 3 contracts. I put my first take profit right outside, almost to the end of the next zone, and I've got my stop loss just past the edge of the previous zone. We're going to wait for this to go ahead and play out, and we've got our first target, and we'll make sure our next one just inside the edge of the next zone, and I'm moving my stop loss right to break even. And as you can see, sometimes a new zone forms. If it gets breached, it disappears. We'll lock some profits in by now starting to trail that trend line. And as we get closer to our, let's see, next target, we'll go ahead and move that stop up a little bit, lock in some more profits, bring it up to the next zone. And then as we start to get far away from the trend line, as well as the 50 SMA, I'm going to draw my price action line just as I showed you, and look for a point where we start breaking down and use that price action as my stop loss. So in this case, we're getting higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Had a little bit of a lower low, but still higher than this, so we kept formation. And as we continue up, we're continuing to get higher highs and higher lows. And now if we break down below this low, we know that we're going to start to reverse, and I'm going to be out right at that point. I've already banked two lots for almost $500 here, and now we've just got our runner on, and let's see how much we can get out of it. So as we get closer, looks like we might start seeing price turn around. We did have a slightly higher high and higher low one more time, so I moved that stop right to the bottom of this higher low, and if it breaks through there, we know we're going down. And let's see whether or not we can get any more out of it. And sure enough, we got a slightly higher high and higher low again, so I'll keep moving that up to the next higher low, giving me even more pips on this last runner. And again, if it breaks through that spot, we're out. And that's where price turned over, and like I said, we got out right when it broke through that last higher low. And so we're in it for almost about $800, 3 lots, easy to follow price action, traders, and that's all there is to it. If you like this simple Forex strategy, be sure and hit the subscribe button below, and don't forget to turn on notifications. That way, you're going to get all of my strategies in Forex, and if you want to get these and many more indicators, then click on the link in the description as well, and that way you can join our Indicator of the Month Club, where you'll get a new indicator every month absolutely free. That's it, traders. Good trading, and we'll see you in the next one.